Welcome to Gaming News, your roundup of everything that's important and that's happened this week in the gaming world. This week I thought we'd return to Watch Dogs. This game is drawing ever closer now. We are very close to the release of this game, and Ubisoft are feeding us more and more gameplay. Now what I've got showing you in the background today is 9 minutes of multiplayer footage. This focuses on how you can interact with other players and the AI in the game. When interacting with other players, there are 3 different ways that you can do that: online contracts, the COD mobile app, or competitive decryption gameplay. Each of these 3 different ways of interacting with either the players or the AI in the game are very interesting. Now the first of them, the online contracts, is probably the most simplistic way of interacting with somebody. The basic idea is, if there's another hacker in the area, or you want to try and find one, you can start to take information from people, start to scan people for information, and eventually you're most likely going to come across another player. It's then your choice if you want to hack that player or not. You, in the game, to the other hacker, look like a normal civilian. You walk around like a normal civilian, and you're dressed like a normal civilian. So you don't look like a hacker to the other player, and the other hacker doesn't look like a player to you. This way, it makes it completely random if you come across another player that you want to hack, and it means that you can come in from various different angles and play various different strategies to try and hack somebody. The second way, with the COD mobile app, is very similar to something that we've seen in Battlefield 4 with the Commander mode. You basically get a top-down version of the Watch Dogs city, and you can engage other players in sort of police chases and other things, and you can basically challenge them to do pretty much whatever you want. And the idea is that if the hacker wins, they get lots of points, or if you win, you get lots of points so that you can upgrade the players that you're using in the game, which I think is a really cool feature. And the final way, with the decryption gameplay, you can join up with 3 other of your mates and play against 4 enemy forces in a battle to steal a file and decrypt it. Whoever decrypts it first wins the round and gets themselves a load of points for their player, which they can use to upgrade a load of features on him. In watching this footage back the other day, it's clear to see that there's a lot of depth inside Watch Dogs. Ubisoft seem to have gone all out with the way that you can interact with people in this game, and I have to say that's a really good step to take. The fact that it's no longer just one type of playstyle, one way of interacting with somebody, the way that you can instigate different fights with your players is a really big step forward, and it's really nice to see them doing that. If you want to check out the 9 minutes of gameplay, there is a link in the description to all the other articles that I'm going to be using in today's video as well, and I highly suggest you do if you're looking forward to Watch Dogs. It's a really good video. Dark Souls 2 has now seen a release on the PC, but it hasn't come without its problems. Maker Bandai Namco are very aware of the performance issues that have plagued this game since it launched on PC, and they are working to fix them. Some of these issues include like games crashes and controller issues, but they aren't all experienced by all of the players. It really depends on what your hardware setup is, as depending on to what issues you actually get. Along with all of those issues, the physical copy of the game, at least in the UK, has been delayed until May 2nd for unknown reasons. It hasn't been cited as to why it's been delayed, but if you have been holding out for that physical version, let's hope the developers can fix some of those issues before you get your hands on the game. Now, Call of Duty 2014. I have to talk about this, guys. This is the gaming news series after all. Sledgehammer Games, who are making the next Call of Duty game in the franchise, have released their first image of what we can expect from the next game. The image is up on the screen for you now, and that's about it. We don't have anything more. We do have a statement from Activision though about Call of Duty 2014. Glenn Schofield, Sledgehammer's studio co-founder, says this: "The next Call of Duty project will be the most ambitious, most creative thing we have ever made." And earlier on in the speech, the Activision CEO said that the studio would be taking a next-gen first approach for the development of Call of Duty 2014, focusing on the PC, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I have a funny feeling that that statement is somehow linked to the release of Call of Duty Ghosts and Battlefield 4, both of which were launch titles for the next generation of consoles, but also stayed true to the last generation of consoles and also developing for PC. So you have to think that is 5, nearly 6 platforms in some cases that the developers were making a game for, which put them under a lot of strain. Now, if Call of Duty 2014, along with potentially the next Battlefield title, was to come out on next gen only, is that something that you would agree with? Are you still sticking with the last gen consoles, or have you moved on to the Xbox One, the PS4, or even made yourself a PC? Let me know down in the comments, because that is a very key statement there from Activision. And last but by no means least this week, it looks as if the developers for Battlefield 4, DICE, could have finally fixed the issues that have been plaguing the next generation of consoles in terms of disconnections, rubber banding, and poor connection quality for the multiplayer shooter. It transpires that the new servers are the ones that they have been running test servers on, the idea where you can join the developers in testing out some of the new features that they were planning to put into the game, balance patches and things like that. You're now available to play on those servers all the time in your normal games that you would normally play. They had a much better responsiveness, and the feedback was that these servers were just much better. Regardless of whether they had better features or not for the game in particular, they just ran better. So DICE decided to upgrade, and it seems that they fixed the majority of the connection problems that have been plaguing the consoles. And that just about wraps up gaming news for this week, guys, so thank you very much for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit like today so other people can see what's going on in the gaming world this week. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.